and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. Well, hello everybody, and in this video we are going to look at Mycenae. I'm going to give you a little tour of Mycenae just from the air and from what's on the internet. I've never been there, but the place is amazing. Automatically we see it as a second Göbekli Tepe. It must go back to there's Göbekli Tepe, an egg facing north on top of the hill. Egg facing north, north entrance on top of the hill. Must go back to 10,000 BC. This is Mycenae. The environs are incredible. It's got beautiful scenery. Unbelievable scenery. It is on a hill. You walk up the hill. You walk into Mycenae through the Lion Gate. Here's how it works. You go down, so you drive up. You drive up. Let's go down right down there. I'm going to go there and then pop right down there. So it's like we're on a bus, okay? Pretend we're on the Dr. Charles tour of Mycenae. So I'm just going to zoom right in, down, zoom right in. There we go. I tell you what, if I was here, I'd burst into tears because, you know, to finally be here after reading about this place, after reading about it in the Iliad, just unbelievable. And that is the fortress of Mycenae. That is what it would look like to the ancient people, except much more populated and bustling with people. It was the biggest city in Greece. It was, at the time, and we know this because Agamemnon lived here. The Troy expedition was his adventure. And you can estimate the sizes of the cities. They do it several ways. They look at the number of graves found, but they also look at the ships list in the Iliad. And Mycenae sent the most ships to Troy. Other cities, they sent more than they could. Some places like Cyprus, they sent a lot less than they could. And I read one paper and it said that Cyprus didn't contribute ships. They were part of the Mycenaean Empire. They didn't contribute ships in the Iliad. The Iliad is not clear about why. The storytellers have forgotten why, but archaeology actually reveals that the city was sacked possibly by other Mycenaeans as a punishment for this, for not contributing. So that paper is back from the 60s when you could compare legends with archaeology. Today, the archaeologists take the legends and they put them in the bin. Okay, so we're going to go up, and just loose, dry stone walls. They've fenced it off. Very good idea. We don't want people nicking those stones. People will. There were probably much more in the past. They would be so easy to take if you just come here by car, and that would be terrible. So we're going up, and notice straight away it seems to be some kind of sacred location, because here from the air, that's a circular hill, and that's a triangular hill, almost like the Bosnian pyramid. We are going to give a complete tour. I'm going to give you a complete tour of the site. And then the Google cart didn't go up here, unfortunately. Oh, there's a sign. Let's read the sign. We can't. Damn. So let's zoom back up again. So you would enter here. You would go through here. Here there is a Tholos tomb. And these are weird. They're pointing north, but not quite north, you see. And that one's pointing south, but not quite south. They're not solar aligned. They're aligned to the moon or the stars or to magnetic north or south. I believe navigators, if there was a navigation civilization, they would have put more faith in their compasses than in the stars. They would have said, these are our compasses. We trust them. And the compass points to the true north. That in the sky is an illusion. We're going to forget about the pole star. Let's point to true north. Or there's been a pole shift. Pointing your tomb to the north. Do you see this? These are keyhole tombs. These are like in Corfuns in Asia. So this was part of that Asia-European culture. It's got a pathway into keyhole. Now we're looking north. It's not pointing north. It's like it's pointing the same angle as Göbekli Tepe. Quite fascinating indeed. I believe it's pointing to magnetic north, or there was a pole shift. It's truly ancient. I think this site goes back to Göbekli Tepe. Absolutely it does. We'll look more into that later. These are some of the Tholos tombs. Tholos is a round kind of mound. Tholos tomb looks something like this as you enter. More on that later. There's a round. It's like an entrance to a mound. In Europe and America, you just have the mound. There's no entrance like that. Unless the entrances have been covered over. Imagine if someone finds that out, that's going to be interesting. So back to Mycenae, what happens is you walk up here, and you walk up here. You ignore all this stuff. This is the ancestors of the Achaeans, because this stuff dates to like the 1600s BC. And then you come to this fortress and you go through the Lion Gate, which is right there. And the Lion Gate, as we all know, looks like that. It's two lions. It's lintels. It's it's almost the age of Stonehenge, the lintel architecture. Here it's been buttressed up by, it appears, concrete. Who knows? Who knows who did it? Maybe even for tourism. And it's quite fascinating because you would go in, you would walk in here, you would walk past the grave circle of the ancestors from 1600s BC, and look at this huge thick wall. And the wall goes all the way around. So let's follow the wall. So it goes around here. This is this citadel. Goes all the way round. Then there's some kind of sheer cliff here, you see. It would probably continue like that. And then it starts up again over here, where there's some flat land to invade, you see. So you go around like that, round. Keep going. A very thick wall. What's that wall for? That wall is to stop other city-states attacking. This was a warlike people. Archaeoastronomy, for sure. These two, magnetic north or pole shift or moon or stars. This one here, look, true north. This is where the so-called Mask of Agamemnon was found. And the Mask of Agamemnon looks like basically a German or a Viking bloke, if you want my humble opinion. Agamemnon, you just look at him. He looks almost like a Celt. Judge for yourself. Pre-Viking, perhaps. They came in from the north with ships, like the Vikings did through the inland rivers of Europe. Maybe attacking other countries with those ships. What else can we see here? That's pointing true north. So that is very much like Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe, if that is Göbekli Tepe, it's an egg, cosmic egg, pointing true north. That's what the temple is laid out. The first Easter egg. So this must be the age of Göbekli Tepe. It points through that Lion Gate. So that tells me the Lion Gate was facing true north, and they've changed it. And then you look, it must be a kind of Lee line going straight through, possibly to somewhere over there. Just incredible. Just unbelievable. Now the environs, just spectacular, just amazing, just stunning. There's that huge mountain there, and then another even bigger mountain over there. It's scenery to take your breath away. It's just absolutely incredible. Now, so all of this tells me there are different cultures happening here in Mycenae. Many different cultures here. Down here there is the tomb of Agamemnon, and you'll see it's different to those Tholos tombs. Look at it. Just look at it. I'm going to zoom in. There it is. Whoops. Oh, well, we can see it from here. And this is the so-called tomb of Agamemnon. We see these huge blocks, and it's beautiful. There it is there. Do you see that light? That must be the light box. And we're going to just go to here. We're going to go to Tomb of Agamemnon, and I'm going to show you something. And we're going to calculate the archaeoastronomy. We're going to calculate the date. So that must be a light box to let light in for some solar event. Because in Ireland, there is also a light box to let light in for a solar event. And that is what happens. So we're going to calculate what's going on at this light box. So we're going to go back to here. We're going to zoom out. Let me zoom out, thank you. And we're going to spin around so we're facing north. And we see straight away that this is a different culture, a different kind of Tholos tomb to this culture here, which was north-south, kind of like the Third Dynasty. This is more like this is more like Fourth Dynasty Egypt. So what's it pointing to? So I'll bring up my old friend again. It's already calculated with. It's already calibrated for Greece. Bring that up. Let's look at the alignment. Let's go to summertime. That is summertime. Let's go to wintertime. It looks like a winter, perhaps a winter solstice. I haven't calculated this yet. All off the bat. Bingo. 10th. Oh, it's around the 10th. That's almost spot on. So it's actually pointing around the 10th November. Now, I cannot look at what festival it is because the Greek calendar is all over the place. According to Wikipedia, they had a 354-day year. So it's even worse than the Julian calendar. So they keep calculating a different day every year based on our calendar for their festivals in ancient times. So you look up Athenian festivals, it doesn't even tell you dates. They keep changing. So, but it is facing, so around I'd say the 10th of November. What if I were to Google religious holidays in November, and I would find a Germanic or Celtic, I'd look at pagan, right? And we could actually probably find one. So let's do it. Maybe it's an Olympiad or something. No, I'm not going to look up Wicca. To the 1st November, October the 1st November, Samhain. Could it be Samhain? This is pointing to the Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the winter or the darker half of the year. Began and ended at sunset. So this one alternately is pointing to sunrise. Just fascinating. This is incredible. So it could be Samhain. When's Beltane? Beltane is that's May Day. Okay. So this is like maybe some opposite. So this could mark, say, the end of this Samhain festival, possibly because this was a very big festival in ancient times. Just incredible. But yeah, the fact that's a solar aligned one, and these other ones aren't, tells me quite a lot. Now, there's quite a lot going on here. There's also blocks to look at. There's a huge block there. Oh, do you see this? That has lintels in there. That's rather interesting. So this was recycled from an earlier monument, possibly, or this is for hanging something up. That's a bit odd, if you ask me. Quite interesting. Just fascinating. There we go. It's also called the Treasury of Atreus. A massive block there, cyclopean, enormous, crazy enormous. This is inside, absolutely enormous. What's going on? We don't know. The dome, just beautiful. Oh, look at that. It's even got sort of recessed paneling. And that reminds me of Pumapunku. Fascinating. And there's even 2 more recesses there. It looks Inca, but you look at the size of this thing. It's built for giants. It's built for Cyclops. Hence the name Cyclopean. You look at how small that guy is there. Unbelievable. Well, that is about it. I hope you've enjoyed my tour of Mycenae. You continue walking up here, get to the palace on top of the hill. Just beautiful. I'd love to go there one day. Beautiful place. Thank you very much. Oh, no, there's more. Yeah, there's more, guys. Look, this is a building technique that I noticed earlier. So let's bring up that photo. Come on, give me the photo. And there are holes in the rocks here, as we shall see, which is quite interesting. So let's look at this. This is the grave circle. This is the Göbekli Tepe of Greece, I guess, because the grave circle, you look at these stones here, they're really weird. They've got some kind of inlay to put poles in or something. Just absolutely fascinating. What's going on? We don't know. Bye-bye. And guys, there is even more. This is unending. It is relentless. Here we see almost pyramid blocks. Here we see rubble. What does it mean? It means it was reused. This is almost like a Newgrange. It's incredible. Here we see a Tholos. Here we see more. A Tholos tomb. It seems there are quite a few around the countryside around Mycenae. Beautiful piece of Cyclopean masonry inside a kind of altar. These are bluestones. These are mostly all bluestones. That is fascinating. Just fascinating. And there's more and more and more. The more you look, the more you find. The wall of Mycenae has Cyclopean masonry. This is something I forgot to show you. So here we see different types of Cyclopean masonry. So we see this type of masonry. And then over here we see this type of masonry. It's different. And then back to the big blocks here, but that is different to that. That is like blocks filled in with rubble. This is precise geopolymer style rocks. It's fascinating, just fascinating. And over here even we see these rocks here to me look like some kind of composite cement. The way they're done, it's like they don't even look like any rocks you find because they're so... Have these been manufactured? Have these been poured? They're really weird, these ones here. That is some lost technology, I betcha. Because how do you get rocks like that? Yeah, that is really interesting. Oh man, I'd love to go here. This would be amazing. So there you go. Just fascinating. That's a decent tour. There you go, decent tour of Mycenae, which I think, by the way, is a contraction. You look at the name Mycenae. It's mega new what? It's like it was mega new something, long name, and they said, stuff this, we're calling it mega new, right? This is the new name for it. I think that would explain it. Fascinating. Okay guys, catch you later. See ya, bye bye.